Next up, we have Die Mittsommernacht-Fantasie, the Midsummer Night Fantasy from the Genshin Impact, The Shimmering Voyage Volume 2 soundtrack. Once again, everybody, this is a Basterd's LFA, a layman-friendly analysis. I'm a professionally trained musician and composer, and my objective here is to explain things in a way so that you don't have to be one to understand what is happening here musically. So, if you like the sound of that, make sure you're following the channel, subscribe to the channel, whatever term you want to use. Like the video, share the video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, become a member. Once again, everybody, members get early access. Artists, I want to collaborate with you. If I can provide anything to your music, whether it's guitars, throat singing, the good old hoo kind of thing, or anything, I have a whole spiel for that at the end of the video, so stick around for that. Otherwise, here's the disclaimers showing on your screen. Go ahead and pause the video if you want to read them in full. Otherwise, let's go ahead and get started on the Midsummer Night Fantasy. Let's go. Okay, so we start with this very mischievous, mystical sounding track, right? And what's going on? We are having a few elements going on. First and foremost, we are having what seems to be a glockenspiel. Glockenspiel being, of course, this very adorable instrument over here. It's one of the smaller mallet instruments that you can get. Sounds absolutely wonderful, giving us our initial motif. Motif being the smallest version of your musical idea, the seed, the essence from which everything else comes from. And of course, this motif is arpeggiated. So arpeggios is when you play a chord one note at a time. So here is an example. We have the C major chord, and now arpeggiated. We're having that going on, and then immediately after the arpeggios, we are also engaging in sequencing. Sequencing is when you repeat a musical idea just from a different starting point. So let's say if we were to do this with arpeggios, the way that it's happening right now, so it's... Let's say we have this idea going on over here. If we were to sequence it, that just means we just play it from a different point. That kind of thing. In the meantime, we are also having some bassoons playing some of the arpeggios as well. The bassoon, of course, being this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful instrument. It's such a mischievous instrument. Very difficult to play. One is the orchestral version of the woodwinds' bass, and it's so good. It's so good. Slorok, welcome today. How you doing? So yes, we're having that. I think we also have some clarinets, which clarinet, of course, being this other woodwind that we have over here. Fairly complex instrument to play as well. And of course, we have our string orchestra. String orchestra being your violins, violas, cellos, and double basses. Them giving us these very quiet chords being played. Like right now, we're keeping it very, 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 like we're simmering it. We're simmering it. If you want to see orchestra, a string orchestra, of course, is going to be, as I said, the violins, violas, cellos, double basses. You can see it over here. The NEC Philharmonic, the New England Conservatory, I think is. So you can see everybody playing violins, everybody who is playing the violas, the cellos, the double basses. That is the string orchestra, because it is the majority of the orchestra. Like if you were to remove all of the other instruments that are not of the viol family, you would still have a full orchestra comprised of strings. That is how much these instruments play a role in these things. So we're having that going on. Let's see where it goes. Okay, so yes, we're having the bassoon being doubled by what seems to be the cellos. The cellos, of course, being the one of the second larger ones. You can see them here, the ones that you have to sit down to play. These ones over here. You can see them right here. These are the cellos being doubling the bassoons. The bassoons are the ones right over here. Then we brought in a harpsichord. Harpsichord being one of the predecessors of the piano. As you could hear, it sounded more like a plucked string rather than the piano's very unique sound, right? And that is because harpsichords, clavicembolos, claviers, all of these different instruments had a very different mechanism to those of a piano. Back in the day, these instruments were binary in the mechanism, which meant you push down the key, note is on, it just gets plucked, you release the key, note is off. The piano, the full name of the piano is the piano forte, which is the dynamics that exist. Piano means quiet, forte means loud. It's the quiet, loud instrument. Nowadays, we just call it the piano, and it's because the mechanism of a piano allows for you to play quietly all the way to playing it loud, which was simply not possible with the previous iterations, the previous machines that we had. So whenever you bring a harpsichord into a piece, that is going to give you that sense of, oh, this is classical, this is classy kind of thing. So let's see where it goes. So we're having the harpsichord playing some chords, arpeggiated, doing a little bit of counterpoint. We bring in a bell. We now have some of the violins playing a little bit higher. But let me explain to you what counterpoint is. So counterpoint is usually the study of melodies, how they develop, how they interact with one another, usually under the context of more than one melody being played at the same time. Counterpoint translates to point against point. So we are having that. If you want to hear some insanely good counterpoint, you have to, of course, go straight to the father of counterpoint and all that kind of stuff, which would be J.S. Bach. Johann Sebastian Bach, of course, his inventions, his piano inventions, and his fugues were absolutely essential for being able to engage in counterpoint the way that it is right now. These are like as counterpoint gets. This is what we use as a standard for counterpoint in general, Bach's fugues and inventions. And basically it is that kind of stuff of having more than one melody, and right now we're having that back and forth between the harpsichord and the glockenspiel. Now we're bringing in some more violins. We brought a bell in. Let's see where it goes. And the violins are doing a tremolo. Tremolo. Tremolo is basically the musical equivalent of rolling your R's, which is what you were hearing the violins. They weren't just playing one note. They were kind of like going with, as I said, it's kind of like rolling your R's. It's when you play one note repeatedly. It's difficult to do that on the keyboard, but it's basically playing the same note as fast as possible or at a certain pace, in this case, for the violins, to give us this very, very brief ceiling, kind of like a passing cloud, so to speak. Let's see where it goes. Again. And slowly we are having the violins now no longer being like this fading in and out. Now they are giving us a little bit more pace, a little bit more of a beat. Let's see where it goes. And you can hear them. You can hear them. We bring in the flutes. Mr. Divas, welcome today. How you doing? Yes, February cannot get here any sooner. I still need to get confirmation from my workplace, like the final confirmation. Like my managers already spoke and they said that it's fine. We just need to wait for the final confirmation. Basically, I don't think I've spoken about this much in the video. In February, we are going to have what I am going to call the full-time experiment. I am going to get 2 months of work, and I'm going to take that opportunity to take this full time. This does not put my work at risk or anything. It's just that I get a 2-month vacation from work, and yeah, that means everything that we've been wanting to try, everything else, like all the formulas, all the streams, all the stuff, we're gonna try that full time in February of 2026. Starting February, then for 2 months all the way to April, and I think it's gonna culminate on my birthday. So We'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes. I still need to get the final confirmation, so the dates might change, but my focus is for spring, maybe summer at the latest, for this kind of thing. I want it to be on February. We will see. Either way, back here we go. We are slowly introducing more and more. We rolled out of it a few months ago. Nice. We're slowly introducing more and more of the orchestra engaging in doublings. Doublings being when you have more than one instrument playing the same thing at the same time, which is a fairly reasonable thing to do with an orchestra, because look at this. Like, this is bigger than a full orchestra. This is more than a full orchestra. This is a philharmonic, which has a couple of extra instruments. But in general, you would have one line of music for the first section of violins, one separate one for the second section of the violins, a separate one for the violas, a separate one for the cellos, one for the double basses. Sometimes you can have the cellos and the double basses playing the same thing, in which case they are called the bassi. The bassy instruments. Then you would have one for the first flute, then the second flute, first oboe, second oboe, first clarinet, second clarinet, bassoons, French horns, trumpets. They would all have different lines. So if you take it at its lowest, you have at least, if you bring just this string orchestra, you have 6 parts, 5 or 6 parts to play with. And then the more instruments you introduce, the more layers you have. So it becomes a good idea to try and just have them repeat and double each other's, mainly for the sake of texture. Jack, welcome today. How you doing? Let's see where this goes. So now we're having more instruments doubling the harpsichord, engaging in what we call accents. Accents in music is for accentuation, where we are having other instruments highlighting specific points of another instrument. In this case, we're not having these other instruments, I think it's the flutes and the violins right now, playing exactly what the harpsichord is playing. We are letting the harpsichord play a little bit by itself, and then they are jumping in. That kind of thing, to give a little bit of extra dynamic to everything else. Let's see where it goes. And we're still doing the exact same thing we were doing at the start. We're just adding slightly more complexity. Ooh, we bring the timpani in. The timpani being one of my favorite percussion instruments is these big drums over here. They are pitched percussion, which means that they play notes. Most other percussion is non-functional, which means it doesn't play any specific notes. You're just playing it for the texture, whereas timpani does play those. It brings a very big challenge to writing for it, but it's so much fun to hear them. So yeah, I just wanted to bring that to your attention. Let's see where it goes. And right now, yes, we're having some of the woodwinds playing along. Ooh. New version of the motif. We bring in an organ. And we're basically just doing this version. What? Okay, so we bring in an acoustic guitar, which sounds to be either an acoustic guitar or a Spanish guitar. Even the difference, I think it is an acoustic guitar. A Spanish guitar, I think, uses nylon strings. Or no, that's a classical guitar. Spanish guitar uses... What kind of strings does a Spanish guitar use? Nylon strings. Okay, so it is also nylon strings. So Spanish guitar, I guess, is just the style of playing the guitar. So this sounds to be an acoustic guitar, and it sounded like we were bringing an electric guitar as well. We had the rest of the ensemble stop, letting the guitar solo coming in, bringing its version of the motif. Then we had the orchestra do a cadence. So when you're making music, you're doing one of two things. You are building tension, or you are resolving that tension. That point in between, we usually call a cadence. And in this case, we were having basically what is called a perfect authentic cadence, or a PAC, in which case you are just doing dominant to the root chord, which would be something like, what would we do here? So it would be, like that specific type of progression. Like you have the bass doing this motion, and then you're having the rest of these stuff giving you that bum dun dun finishing kind of cadence. So we're doing that with the entire orchestra as a way of accentuating and doing accents over here. Let's see where it goes. Yeah, it's an acoustic guitar. It's an acoustic guitar. We bring back the previous ensemble with this new version of the motif, sequenced on the harpsichord. This part reminds me of the way that the harpsichord is playing this reminds me of the song Black Diamond by Stratovarius. Listen to the intro of Black Diamond by Stratovarius. Tell me it's not similar. It's a very, very similar melody that is being played. This one, Black Diamond by Stratovarius, of course, being a power metal song. It was really, really cool. And we're getting the harpsichord. I think it's because it's the harpsichord doing that melodic shape. Let's see where it goes. The harpsichord engaging in these variation. The harpsichord is doing an inversion of the motif, by the way. Inversion being when you play something upside down, basically. A musical idea. So let's say we have this C major motif. An inversion of it would be it going up, down instead of up. Very simple. This is the simplest way I can put this. So let's see where this goes. And we are having some pipe organ in the background. Ooh. Now we're moving this transition over here, kind of like a tango, emulating the rhythm of a tango, while the string orchestra is giving us the beat, kind of like a metronome, while part of the string orchestra is going with this. The glockenspiel is still high up. Oh. Ooh, electric guitar. Electric guitar being a little bit of accents with the the electric guitar being doubled by the timpani. This is really cool. Let's see what this goes. Ooh, the solo guitar doubling the harpsichord. Sequenced. Cadence with the... Oh, man! Timpani going all out. So now we're having this new version of the motif in the harpsichord being doubled by the violins doing this like downward going arpeggio with the like acceleration at the end of the phrase. This is really cool. Man, you can't prove me wrong. Hoyo makes Hoyo, whatever, Hoyoverse, whatever the name of the company is nowadays, is a front company, and the whole point of them, like they developed this whole insanely successful gacha business to just get money to make incredible music. That's all this company is. Like all the other practices, everything else, all the games they've made are there entirely just to make incredible music. This is my conspiracy theory. Like, Hoyoverse, whatever the name, exists there entirely just so that the composers can go and compose some of the greatest music ever written. This is insane. Like, this music has no right to be this good. Especially for the games. Like, I like Genshin Impact, I like gameplay and everything, but we have to acknowledge it's a free-to-play game, that kind of thing, and that's one of the things about free-to-play games, right? It's either gonna have some of the, like, wonkiest music you've ever heard, or some of the most incredible music to ever exist. There's no in-between with these kind of things. Anyway, let's see how this ends. So there we go, the guitar solo, the electric guitar, giving us kind of like a different melody, a bit of extra counterpoint. It's limited, no longer in the game. Lovely. Ooh, Climax version. So now we are having an inversion of the previous motif. We're going up, we're going down, up and down, up and down. And interestingly, we're going up with an arpeggio and down with a run. So, as I just said, arpeggios when you play a chord one note at a time, and a run usually when you go very, very fast through a scale. So now we are getting this climb up, rolling down, climb up, collapsing down. Really, really cool dynamic going on over here. So, Yeah, so it seems like this track. So on top of this track being this, is that this one was during a limited time event, from what I'm being told. So, oh my god, let's see where this goes. Sequenced. We're getting like echoing of everything. Oh my god. Guitar again, bringing this melody, the solo melody. Bringing as many of the... So we are revisiting as much of the material as we've had before. Just bringing it back over and over and over. Revisiting as much as we can. Making this as climactic as possible. This is epic, dude. Let's see where it goes. There we go. And with the cymbal and a bell, we make it die down. And we let it... We don't fade it out. We just have them very quietly fade. Then we do one last run of a very quiet version of what we were just doing. The glockenspiel, the strings, they just play one more round, and it ends. Man, what an insane piece of music this was. Again, like, Genshin Impact music has no right to be this good. Yet it is. So there's my conspiracy theory. Hoyo is a front company, and it's like all of the models, like they might have gotten accidentally hyper successful in 2020, and ever since they decided, you know what, let's just put everything on music. Let's just put everything on music. So yeah, it's insane how good this music is. So there you go. That was Die Mittsommernacht-Fantasie, or the Midsummer Night Fantasy from the Genshin Impact Shimmering Voyage Volume 2. Insane, dude. Once again, everybody, this has been a Basterd's LFA, a layman-friendly analysis. I'm a professionally trained musician and composer, and my objective here has been to explain things in a way so that you don't have to be one to understand what's happened here musically. So, if you're watching this on the YouTube video archive thing, thank you for watching. Make sure you're following the channel, subscribe to the channel, whatever term you want to use. Like the video, share the video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, become a member. Once again, everybody, if we somehow hit 10,000 subscribers on YouTube before Christmas of 2025, I will take a single fan fiction of the choice of the community, and I will fully produce, record, and voice act an audiobook of it. We have a member who offered to do a giveaway as well. We might do other giveaways as well in celebration. We will see. If you want to contribute anything for the hype, or if you have any other ideas for me, let me know in the comments or on the Discord or whichever one. We'll make as much of it happen as we can. This has to be achieved through legitimate and honest means only. No account duping, no botting, no buying followers, no alt accounts, no rat behaviors like that. Go instead share the videos with streams with your friends, with your families, with your family's friends, with your friends' families. Those are two very distinct concepts, by the way. Share them with your online and offline communities. Use the hype function on YouTube, that kind of stuff. I don't know how the hype function works, but we have a group on the Discord that does, so link down below. Go check out, go coordinate with them. Yes, artists. I want to collaborate with as many artists as I can. I'm open. I want to see how I can be of service. If you're an artist on YouTube and you would like any of my musical skills, whether it is guitars, Mongolian throat singing, you know, the good old kind of thing, or voice acting or singing, or you need help figuring out something for your composition, anything like that, just reach out, let me know. We'll make as much of it happen as possible. If you're in the audience and you know any musicians, let them know. Please do not harass anyone. Please do not spam anyone. Do not be a rat about it. Be cool. Members get early access to the content. I schedule the videos for the week on Saturdays, and if you're a paid member on YouTube, you get access to the videos when I schedule them, regardless of the tier that you're in, at least for the LFAs. So become a member today. If you want to listen to this without me interrupting every 3.5 seconds, I will be linking it in the description down below. If you want to request a song and you're not on the live stream, check the pinned comment. It has the instructions on what to do. And if you want to catch the streams when they happen live, we aim for Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Central European Time. If you are not in Europe, do not worry. We have the full up-to-date streaming schedule showing in your local time zone in both Discord and Twitch. So, if you live in Chicken Bristle and you're like, yeah, but what time is 6 p.m. in Hungary? I don't live there. Do not worry. We have the full up-to-date streaming schedule showing in your local time zone in both Discord and Twitch. Both linked down below. And follow the gaming channel. We have a gaming channel because, of course, I have a gaming channel. I'm on YouTube. What else could I possibly have? Games are Bastard. That's where I put the gaming after-show recordings when they happen. They get recorded on the main channel, and then the recordings go there. Link down below, or just search on YouTube. Same username as James R. Bastard. Just swap the J for a G, and you got it. And, yeah. There you go. There you go. Mittsommernacht-Fantasie, absolutely insane. Really, really good stuff. But yeah, let's move on.